welcome back to another episode. I'm so excited. I love coming on here every week and talking to you guys. I feel like I get to, it's kind of like therapy for me, you know? I just get to get it all out. We get to talk about the real estate nightmares. We get to talk about my own personal challenges. We get to talk about, you know, different calls and voicemails and stuff that I get with you guys as questions, and you know, I'm getting texts, I'm getting DMs, I'm getting voicemails from you guys, and I love it. You have so many great questions. It's been such a pleasure to, you know, walk people through this process and to hear the feedback, especially from other agents. You know, when you guys are calling me and asking me, you know, or telling me that something that I said helped you in a deal, it means the world to me, and I am just so happy about that. So if you are an agent out there and you're thinking of joining a team, or you need a great real estate coach, I do coaching, I run a team, I'm at the best office in town, we're at Keller Williams Central, and I am happy to help. You just give me a call, 1-800-440-7566. Go on my Instagram page, Cyrene Properties, that's Cyrene Properties. Send me a DM. I promise I won't block you unless you get a little weird. And then we can move on to the next step of either helping you buy, sell, or invest in real estate. We can get you coached up. We can get you on a team. We can get you making that money. Because every day I wake up, I'm telling you, when I wake up in the morning, I make my bed and I say to myself, I'm gonna make $1 million today. And you know what? It might sound kind of stupid and corny, but hey, it's working for me, so I'm gonna keep doing it. So there's your little funky tip for the day. And I actually have guests here, and I am so excited every time I have a guest, because, you know, I hear myself talking for 30 minutes, and sometimes I start to like not enjoy my own voice. And I love it when I have guests, especially beautiful, beautiful guests like I have today. I have Nora and Yvonne with Fidelity National Title. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you for having us, Cyrene.
So happy you're here. You know, I also enjoy hanging out with these ladies, so just saying. If you are looking for a great title company, we're gonna go in today about what title is, but if you wanna make sure that you have a great title company on your side, you need to call me, you need to work with me when you're selling your home. I mean, it's simple, guys. Give me a call, 1-800-440-7566. I'm gonna get you connected with these beautiful women. Fidelity is like one of the best title companies out there. Their rates are competitive. They know their stuff, and they are not one of those title companies that will just do some, like, sometimes they're annoying for me because they are by the book and they will do everything exactly the right way. And so sometimes that means a little extra work and I'm going, ugh. But at the end of the day, I work with them because I know they're gonna do it right. I know they're gonna keep things above board, and I know we're all gonna keep ourselves out of court. So thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Yes.
So just briefly, can you tell us, just like for our listeners out there, I mean, a lot of people are listening, they don't know what title even is. So can you just give us a little, you know, a little information on that?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're with Fidelity National Title, and we are the #1 title company in the nation. We insure 1 of every 3 transactions. Financial strength is huge when it comes to who your title insurance company is, right? Who is issuing that policy. So we partner with real estate agents and mortgage brokers sometimes, but in this case, we'll talk about how we assist in real estate transactions, so resale transactions.
But what is title? Like, what is it?
So we insure clear title. So say, for example, you choose Cyrene to sell your home. Which you will. Make the right choice. She would then contact us to issue a title insurance policy. And that sounds way more simple than it is, right? Because we do the preliminary search on the property to make sure that what we think we're dealing with at closing is truly what's there. So we look at what's called the chain of title to make sure that we know what loans we have to pay off. If there's anything funky against the seller, we always have to check for things like child support, tax liens, judgments, encroachments. We need to make sure there's legal access to the property. There's so much involved in giving a new buyer clear title that we do all of that research prior to the close of escrow, so that when we do go to close and the policies are issued, that we have all our ducks in a row to get everything done, so that that seller walks away from their property, they sell it right to the buyer coming in. They walk away knowing that nothing is gonna chase them after the sales close, And this buyer now has an owner's policy that it makes their property free and clear of any encumbrances from that previous owner. There's actually 2 policies that are issued.
Yes.
Okay, so when you're a buyer and you're securing a loan, you also have to get what we call a lender's title insurance policy. So if you're borrowing money from a bank, they're going to say to you, sure, we'll let you borrow this money, but you need to give us a title insurance policy that says we're in first position. And first position basically means that bank, if someone were to stop paying their mortgage, they could go ahead and take the property back in a foreclosure, and they would be now the owner of that property.
Yes. So one way I like to explain it to clients is I just say, well, so you're buying this house, and let's just assume for a second that the house that you're buying, the seller used to be married and is no longer married, but they haven't cleaned up all their dirty laundry. You don't want to be closing escrow and end up down the road. But let's say you do. Let's say you close escrow and you end up down the road, and the ex-wife comes back and was like, hey, half that house is mine. Well, title insured against that, because before you close escrow, they made sure that wasn't on there anymore. Now, if somehow they missed it and it does come back to you, title's got to pay the price, not you. So that's what you're insuring against, is anyone coming back and having a claim against that property. Now, they're of course not going to want to have to pay claims, so they do everything they can to make sure that there's no encumbrances on the house.
Exactly.
Encumbrance, that's a big
That is
word,
a
isn't
big
it?
word.
You should come to title.
I'm wearing a lot of hats already.
You are.
But so when I say encumbrance, what would you define that as, Yvonne?
Anything that encumbers your property, such as taxes, could be old loans against your property. It could be judgments, federal state tax liens.
Did you pay your taxes, people?
Yep. Child support,
Whoopsie.
alimony. All these can encumber your property. Also, there's encroachments or any easements that lie on your property can stop a whole transaction.
Yep. So when you hire someone like me, what I do before I come to your house for the listing appointment is I do a little research. So if you got that child support you owed, or you got those liens and encumbrances on there and you think you're going to get past me, you're not. I'm going to have them pull a preliminary title report, and I'm going to take a look at that before I come to your house, because sometimes people omit information, and a lot of times it's not because they are being deceptive. A lot of times it's because they don't really know that it's information they needed to give me. And if you don't hire the right agent, they don't know that it's information they need to ask for, and they sure as heck ain't showing up with a preliminary title report. They're just like, oh my God, I got the appointment, and they show up, right? And then they tell you whatever you want to hear. Anyways, that's another show. But what I do is I make sure that anything that's on there, I check with them first. Hey, what is on here that's of concern? So that before we ever put your house on the market, we address those things if there are things that need to be addressed. Now, certain things don't need to be addressed. For example, like if you have a loan on the property, well, yeah, that's an encumbrance, but that's going to get paid off at the close of escrow, right? Like, let's say you have taxes that you owe on the property, like regular property taxes. Those are also going to get paid off and taken care of in the escrow process. But if you have what's called a cloud on title, then we need to clear that before we can close escrow, because title isn't going to insure something that has the cloud, right? So I know that there are some things that I've come upon that are just like funky. Like one time, this guy had this cloud on title, and it was really hard for us to get it cleared because he had basically taken a personal loan from another guy, and he had taken it was like an older gentleman who had passed away or something, no trust, or I can't remember exactly all the details, but he had passed away, and on title there was this loan for like $10,000 or something, and he had made it to the person like back in 1975 or something like that, right? And so getting that cleared, tracking down the person that he gave the money to get it cleared was just like this huge event, and it was nearly impossible. But these ladies helped me get it done. They tracked them down. Nora will show up at your door.
I will.
Nora, in fact, she shows up at doors all the time for me to bring people the COVID kits that we bring before we sell your house. That way we make sure that all the stuff is clean, and that we have booties and masks, and she makes sure that I have those things for you. So when you hire me, You're not just hiring me, you're hiring a team. Give us a call, 1-800-440-7566, and let us get it done for you. Okay, so I like to have a little fun. I would like to know how long you two have been working together.
We partnered up 5 years ago.
Yes.
And how long?
As a surprise, but it was nice.
Yes.
It was a nice surprise, but it was nice.
So Yvonne has had an extensive career in title. So
I've been in the business in October of this year. It'll be 35 years.
Whoa. Okay.
And I have been in the business since 2005. The advantage that Yvonne has, though, is that she actually worked on the inside. So, we're your reps, but she was actually behind a desk getting deals closed. So that's pretty cool.
Yes. So when issues like what you just spoke about come up, it makes it a little bit easier. It's not so challenging to find that answer to get it closed.
Yeah, because you got that inside
Because she
experience,
knows.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Right.
It helps. It's definitely something that's been a lifesaver for us.
And then back to the original question. Sorry, you said
How long have you guys
Been a team.
been a team. Okay, so yeah, we were a team. We've been a team for 5 years.
Yep.
And it's really the best thing that we could have done for ourselves and for our clients and your clients.
Yep.
Because there's another set of eyes looking at everything, right?
Yep.
And when you're working with an agent as busy as Cyrene, there's lots of transactions, and she demands a level of service because she promises that level of service to her clients, right?
Yep.
So it kind of takes two to be able to give Cyrene what she needs for her transactions and for her clients. So that has worked out really well.
Well, and that's also the way that we're able to provide the level of service we do just on the real estate end, is that I do have a team of beautiful, amazing agents that work for me, and I have full-time admin staff. And so when you hire us, you're not just hiring one person, you're getting an entire team for the price of one. So I'm gonna get a little bit nostalgic here for a second, but I can truly say that anything that I've ever achieved in my life that was great, like anytime I've achieved some greatness in my life, it was because I had a great team. Because I don't think that anything, I know there's a lot of things we can do on our own, but when you have that rockin' team to support you, you get the benefits of every single person, and we're all good at different stuff, right? So back to my little fun question. You guys have been together, partnered for 5 years. Yvonne, can you give me like a little fun fact about Nora?
Ooh.
Oh no. That we can talk about on the radio?
Yes. Keep it clean, ladies.
Wow, there's so many to choose from, but what can I tell you about her that no one else knows, pretty much? She's looking at me like she's scared.
I already know what I'm gonna say about her.
Oh gosh, yeah. You know what, I'm gonna go on the kinder side. I think she is just a beautiful person inside and out. And I'm just not saying that because you're my business partner or anything, but truly, she has brought out the best in me. So I just want to say thank you so much. She's a leveling partner, definitely.
Okay, I got a better one.
Well, I can't tell.
I can say all these nice things about Nora. You can say nice things. I'm going to tell you a fun fact, okay? Fun fact about Nora. This woman has 2 freaking goats in her backyard.
I do.
And
Goats.
yesterday, I'm watching her on Facebook, and these goats are literally banging heads, like locking horns and fighting. Why do you have goats?
So I have 2 pygmy
What
goats.
possessed you to do that?
I get that question a lot, actually. So pygmy goats they're really like domesticated house pets. Honestly, I
Do you
swear.
do goat yoga too?
I could do that as like a little side hustle.
I keep asking for
They're
it.
the sweetest things. We just adore them. We originally got them for brush clearance purposes. They end up
Smart.
They're not very good.
They're not good at it?
No, but they're cute. So that's a good thing. And now they've just become part of our family. So
Do they come in the house?
they're not really. You can't really potty train them. So no.
I sure hope not.
Yeah, no. For very short periods of time. But they do add like some fun to the family. So
Nice.
we might be able to do like a Cyrene Properties goat yoga like retreat with them or
Hey,
something.
that could be good.
fun.
Or you can bring them to our next event.
Sign me up.
We're having an event on June 12th. Every quarter I do an event for my clients. It's just one of the things we offer. And we are doing an outdoor movie night. We're gonna have an and we're gonna have unlimited tacos, and we're gonna be showing Nacho Libre, because you know, tacos, nachos, they kind of go together, and we're gonna have a great time at this big mansion, and I can't wait, and I'm excited for you guys to come, and you better RSVP if you haven't already, and I'm not gonna tell you where it is, and I'm not gonna tell you when, but if you decide today to be one of my clients, you're invited. 1-800-440-7566, or you can find me on Instagram, Cyrene Properties, Cyrene Properties. Okay, so enough about me. Sorry, I like to bring it back to me all the time. I know. I need the fun fact about Yvonne.
Okay, so she was
Rated G.
really nice to me, but I have to say that my favorite part about Yvonne is her love of tequila.
Yeah, I heard she knows how to party.
She is my favorite tequila girl ever. Like, if you want the best side of Yvonne, give her some tequila and you'll get it every single time.
I think Cyrene's seen it.
Yes, she has.
Yeah, I think you've seen mine too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, tequila does things to me.
No, but truly, I'll take it back to the whole team partnership. That is truly the way to go, because you have to have, especially in this market, in our current real estate climate, you need an army behind you.
Yep.
Because if you're like going solo with like just a random, that's not going to work out. So you definitely need a very strong team on your side for sure.
And we are accepting new clients at this time.
Yes, we are.
Yes.
Okay, so does title insurance cost money? And who pays for it?
It does. That's a great question.
Yes, good question. Yes, it does cost money. And
Oh.
usually people don't see that until they're sitting there looking over their disclosures or their estimated closing statement, and then they don't even know what title is until they see that.
That's because they hired the
fee.
wrong agent.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Probably true, because I know you walked them all the way through. Yes, so to answer your question, yes, there is a fee for both policies. Like Nora said in the beginning, there are two policies. One is for the owner's policy, which is the seller, and then your lender's policy, which the buyer will absorb that fee.
And the owner's policy, like Yvonne said, paid for by the seller traditionally, is based on the sales price. And the lender's policy, paid for by the buyer who's
Correct.
getting the loan, only if they get a loan, is based on the loan amount.
Correct.
Okay.
And you pay it one time. It's not renewable. It's not like your homeowner's insurance. You pay it one time with your closing costs. And the only time you would ever pay for an additional lender's policy is if, of course, you did like a refinance or something, and then you would pay for an
You have to
additional
pay again,
policy.
yeah, when you refi.
Yeah.
Or resold it. Definitely.
So when we talk, when I sit down with my clients and I talk about closing costs, that's one of the things that's included in that. So when I say, people go, well, how much are my closing costs going to be? And I tell them, well, you can do a down and dirty estimate, and you can consider about 2% of the purchase price is going to be your total closing cost. When I say that, that includes title, that includes escrow, that includes everything. That includes everything if you're the buyer. If you're the seller, you're going to be looking closer to around 7% total off the top. And I definitely can provide net sheets for that, but it's all estimates until we get the final numbers. We know when we're going to close, and depending on who the escrow company is, who the title company is. So make the right choice. Hire me. I will hire them. They are amazing. And they have competitive rates as well. But title is very heavily regulated. I kind of want to talk a little bit about, I think people, especially for all the real estate agents out there who've been around a while, I'm sure they know like the stuff that went down with, title companies and during the crash. So what has changed since then with title companies? Because you guys are tight, man. Let me tell you, Nora can't even buy me a cup of coffee. It's like super regulated. So what happened? Because I think people are really interested about, like what things caused the crash and what kind of stuff happened. So can you give me an idea, like just what changed? What's changed over the years in the title industry?
In the title industry, well, our basic function has not changed. We'll put it that way. So we still are here to ensure clear title, right? And the processes have not really changed. But the perks, shall we say, that were available to certain brokerages or agents or whatever, those have been heavily regulated by the Department of Insurance. We're governed by the Department of Insurance.
Yes.
And so the Department of Insurance wanted to make sure that, in a nutshell, real estate agents mortgage brokers were selecting title insurance companies because of the great service that they provided to the consumer versus the cool stuff that they got from their title reps.
Absolutely. And I would say personally that it was a change for the better, right? I mean, thank God. Like, you know, a lot of people will ask me, oh, we're gonna have another crash, we're gonna have another market crash. Well, what happened in 2008, 2009, all that stuff that happened, you know, all the new regulations that we have because of that, I feel like it's highly unlikely that we're going to see everything just completely tank again, because we're not doing stuff like that. Those kind of activities are not occurring. You know, people that are getting loans now are not able to put them in their dog's name. People have equity. You know, they're not just going to foreclose and not be able to pay their, you know, let's say even for example, like let's say they aren't able to pay their mortgage and they're having a hard time. They still will have equity at this time. So, you know, I feel like it's really a good thing. And just for all you listeners out there who maybe were around back then and haven't done any transactions since then, it's regulated, guys. And I'm not choosing this title company because they give me box seats for the Lakers. I'm choosing this title company because they do right by my clients. And that's super, super important. So if you guys are thinking of selling a home, you're thinking of buying a home, you want to make sure you get the right title company, give me a call, 1-800-440-7566. Go follow me on Facebook, Cyrene Properties, Cyrene. Follow me on Instagram. And again, on Instagram, it's Cyrene Properties. You can find me, it's easy. Just Google my name. It's a weird name. You'll find me places. Go to my website, give me a call, whatever you want to do, and we'll answer your questions. We'll get you with the right people because it's so, so important. All right, so I just have a little question. So, okay, I'm buying a house and you guys are insuring the house, the title. And when you insure something, you're insuring the real property, right? You're insuring real property. What is real property? Because this looks like real property. I mean, what, you know, your necklace is real property, right? Or not?
That's a really good question.
Well, I mean, real property is actually everything that's attached to the foundation is real property. Like a home.
What about my flat screen, Yvonne?
No, well, that is attached to a wall, so that's gonna go, or it's sitting on a, you know, console or whatever. That is not fixed to the foundation, so that's going to go. So your furniture is not real property. Your TV is not real property, but you can always, you know, negotiate that into your contracts, right? If somebody came
Of
in.
course we can negotiate. I've negotiated a cat in the contract, but it's not real property.
Right.
And it's not insured. You're not going to insure the cat.
I will not insure the cat or the TV.
Even if my ex-wife comes and wants to take it
No.
and says she has half the cat,
No.
no, it's not insured. I got to work that out myself.
You got to work it outside of title or your transaction completely.
Has anyone ever called you guys thinking that something should have been insured and wanting you guys to insure it and it was something ridiculous like a cat?
No, not like a cat, but you know what we get a lot are mobile homes that are not attached to a foundation. So like Yvonne said, we're insuring real property, not contents inside that property, the actual real property. So a mobile home theoretically could be picked up and moved, right? If it's not attached to a foundation. So there's a lot of confusion about that sometimes too. Not that you can't assist somebody with a mobile home, you definitely can, but the transfer of title is a little bit different when it comes to mobile homes versus single families and condos.
It's more like a DMV pink slip.
Correct. Yeah.
It's not a title policy. I can't pull a title report on a mobile home.
No.
Correct.
No, they're kind of hard to look up a lot of the times because there's just not a lot of paper trail. A lot of times you have to get it directly from whoever the person is that owns it. And hope they kept good records.
Yeah, because it's lease space, so it's very minimal what we can pull as a title company for mobile homes.
Yeah. Mobile homes should be like a whole different segment about different types of properties. That's a good segment. We should do something like that.
That's a good one.
If you guys, you know what, I could use some suggestions about what do you guys want to hear. Give me a call, 1-800-440-7566. What kind of content do you guys want? I mean, I'm here for you every Sunday at 8 a.m. You can go to my podcast and listen. If you couldn't get up at 8 a.m., you can go to my YouTube. We're streaming this stuff. And on YouTube, you get to see what we look like. And these girls are pretty cute, guys.
Aww.
That's the real reason I work with them. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. But, you know, give us a call, 1-800-440-7566, and let me know, you know, what is it that you'd like to see or hear on the show. I get a lot of different questions, but I would love to hear from you, you know, what is it that you're really curious about? and we'll do a segment on it. We'll go ahead and do a segment on it and have a great time. So on that note, is there anything you guys want to hear from me?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I think we have a question for you.
Okay, let's hear it.
So what's the difference between a realtor and a real estate agent?
Ooh, that's a good question. I love it. People will never ask me that, but it's really important for clients to know when they're hiring somebody what the difference is, because it could make a huge difference in the way that your transaction goes or how you can hold the person accountable if they do make mistakes in your transaction. A realtor, often mispronounced as realtor, there is not an I or no, it's R-E-A-L-T-O-R, realtor. Okay, not realtor. I get that a lot, and I love you guys.
Much for that.
Yeah, I love you guys. It's okay. It's just like my name, Cyrene. I get that all the time. I'm not Cyrene. I am Cyrene, and I'm a realtor. So we are licensed with the state of California. We have a salesperson's license, but then we have also done the next step and signed up with a local board. In my case, it's the Southland Regional Association of Realtors. And so we will have, agents, depending on their location, will sign up with their local board, and then they receive the realtor designation. Realtors are bound by a specific code of ethics that we agree to, and they are, they're bound by it, right? A licensed real estate person is not bound by those same code of ethics that they would have if they were with a local board. Now they do have a code of ethics that they're supposed to, but it's like one step further, right? We're also given access to the MLS, where a licensed salesperson, in order for you to get access to the MLS, you have to be a realtor with the board. So if you're hiring somebody and they're a licensed salesperson, and you look them up and you see, oh, this person isn't even a realtor. If they don't have that R with the designation little trademark, they might just be a licensed salesperson. Maybe they do 2 deals a year. Maybe they just do it for the heck of it. We are also, our license is with the brokerage that we affiliate with. So I'm affiliated with Keller Williams Central. I have a great brokerage. I love them. And my license is hung at that brokerage, and I operate under their insurance, basically. So a salesperson may not be signed up with a brokerage and may not have that same type of insurance. I mean, on the topic of insurance, they might not have that same kind of insurance. So God forbid something goes sideways for you, you're going to be less protected. That was a long answer.
That was a great
Did I answer your question?
That was a great answer. Thank you.
You're welcome. So we're about to wrap up, but if there was one thing that you would want to tell our listeners, it's the most important thing that people should be thinking about when they're thinking of title, when they're thinking about real estate, when they're thinking about, any transactions that they're doing, what would you say is like one of the most important things that they should be thinking of?
That's a really good question. I think for you guys, I hope you, the listeners, the biggest takeaway would be because you're not going to be selecting necessarily your title insurance company. Your realtor is going to be selecting your title insurance company. This is all taking place, guys, behind the scenes, right? So I know the most important part of the transaction for the buyer or seller starts with who they hire as their realtor, because their realtor is going to be selecting the title insurance company to insure their transaction, right? So that we're just going to take it right back to why you need someone who's going to choose their team in a way that best protects their buyers and sellers, period, end of story.
Yeah. And just kind of, a CYA statement, as a seller, you do have the right to choose whichever title company you like. So realtors will recommend who they use and who they like and trust. But if there is a realtor and maybe you're got yourself into a contract and now you're not so sure about them, you can still call me and I will hook you up with Fidelity National Title. I will hook you up with Nora and Yvonne, and they will be the title company because you as the seller have the choice. So 1-800-440-7566. Give me a call and I'll be getting back to you right away, getting you hooked up with these great ladies or whatever it is that you might need. Okay, well, it's time to wrap up. We've had a great show today. I always love
fun. Thank you so much for having us. We really appreciate
so
it,
much.
and we appreciate you.
I appreciate you too. I always love having you. All right, guys, make it a great day.